Hello everyone. A little bit more upbeat today. I got some sleep for once. Happy Mother's Day for all the mothers out there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about our last show here. I wasn't really too pleased with it myself. We did lose like a few subscribers because of it. It could be because we're rusty and haven't did a show in a long time, or somebody, new comes to our channel and subscribes, and all of a sudden we put out a video that's really doesn't have anything crazy going on or anything like that. I understand that part. We always try to do the real aspect of it. I mean, we don't normally go out and have a full-blown investigation all the time. Mostly, like that particular place was, like I was telling Kevin, one of our subscribers, that, it was more or less we're going to come over and check underneath the bed kind of thing. And we don't normally do that. This person was freaking out, and we're like, yeah, we'll take some cameras, make you feel better, kind of thing. And, normally we don't do stuff like that. I mean, I actually have to know that there is something really a little bit more than what, off of rumors and stuff that we heard of, somebody just being freaked out. Otherwise, we would be super busy all the time taking on cases like that. We normally don't, because it normally turns into something, 90% of the time it's just people freaking out. Obviously we didn't get any proof that anything really exists there, just feelings. And it was more or less just the feelings thing, and I kind of shocked myself there, and picking up on somebody actually overdosing on drugs at a location, and then finding out that information is true. Well, I think that was kind of like pure luck. I mean, like I was saying on the video, I kind of freak myself out when stuff like that happens. But it doesn't mean that, oh man, there was just so much to that night that even though I was super tired, I didn't really sleep at all that particular day. Dale didn't either. And at the time we were done, it was about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and it just really, really dragged on. And we shouldn't have did it, but we did it anyway, just to help somebody out. It's pretty much what that was. You don't necessarily need to bring all of our equipment, set up everything, and a lot of the times that's why I'm going mobile and going compact, is to spur of the moment pull out the video camera and start recording. We don't want to spend all this time setting up equipment. Our top end phones can handle a lot of the video now. What I say, it kind of has problems with night vision, but out in the day, obviously the colors are blue, really, really detailed. I really like using, like this one, for example, is a 20 megapixel Windows phone that I'm using for main video, for like, sitting down like with me and Jesse, or in the car. It's mostly in a car. This particular phone's just sitting in the car. That's all this one does. But our video quality, I was talking to Kevin earlier today too. I mean, I know what he's talking about. I mean, the background kind of got blurry. It's kind of undetailed in that. And, well, there's a lot of things. I was telling him that, you know, when you shoot in like high definition video, and let's say we didn't have enough lighting, which we probably didn't have in at the last place. The more times you convert the video, the more times you edit it, the quality of the video actually goes down each time you touch the video. So the original video, it was kind of blurry, but it wasn't blurry. But the time it actually uploaded to YouTube, a lot of the video quality disappears. So we try to upload the highest bit possible, highest grade possible video when we upload. So I mean, I hope your Mother's Day is going well. Yeah, I really don't have that much plans myself. Figure that I'll actually put a video out, a rant out today on top of the investigation. Yeah, I'm not pleased with it. No. I mean, I feel like taking it down because in my eyes, is, you know, we were too tired. We shouldn't have did it, but we did it anyway, just for the heck of it. Now, if it was like people are actually getting hurt, or I felt that it was something more dangerous, obviously I wouldn't have did it right off the bat like that. And I guess I'm apologizing for what kind of quality that was. And you know, my goal is to make a good quality video. Obviously, Dale, there's a few fingers in the way of the camera and stuff like that, and I should have just edited that out, but I was in the middle of talking. I couldn't find something to cover it up or whatever. But making a show, sometimes it can be difficult. But when I feel that a video isn't up to par, I really have a hard time not to take it down. And because it is kind of a rusty start to the year, I'm probably gonna leave it. It's not our worst video, obviously, but it's definitely. This is a little crooked, it looks like. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to our videos. But that particular day, obviously, I is extremely exhausted that I shouldn't have been doing anything. But anyway, our next show, Dale has informed me that we will be investigating one of these deaths that we've been talking about, and something that I've been talking about on my other rants and that I'm kind of worried about, because I'm pretty much accusing somebody of murder. Well, not me personally, but the spirits and everything that I've been communicating with. We're trying to get evidence through the dead, of an actual murder. And now, it may sound silly to a lot of people. I mean, it may be dangerous on my part, but obviously I like to live. I live out in the middle of nowhere. But besides the point, there was a little case that I did by myself out by the tracks somewhere in the middle of up north somewhere, and I asked the spirit a specific question, and it it said the person's name that I was thinking about. So we're actually, we got a new client that their kid supposedly killed themselves, and we have permission to go to the actual house where he committed suicide. Now, this is going to be a very, very touchy subject, very emotional show, and I don't know how it's going to end up, because I normally stay away from something like that, but if we can get direct answers, my God, that's a game changer. I don't know how we would present that to the police or anything like that. I don't even know if we could. It's far-fetched, but if we're getting full sentences or a few words, I was murdered by such and such, or I was set up to look like it was a suicide. And that's what the whole thing is with that. And we were talking about that, me and Dale were, and I probably would have to have Nicole there no matter what. And she, like I said, she's been going through some problems, the car accident stuff, but she's kind of over with that. Her boyfriend is having some difficulties now, and having her at the top of her game, I need her at her top of her game, I think, before I take this case on. It would probably be me, Dale, and Jesse at the most to do this, but I don't know what to say. Really, I definitely need people that were, like Nicole's, she's a nurse. And I want to have skill class with me. Obviously, I'm not a nurse or anything like that. In case something gets out of hand, obviously I will, do my my spiritual advice and stuff like that towards the client. But other than that, it's such a scary topic for me to actually do a show on this. I think it would be very, very unique, because a lot of I don't see it anywhere. I don't see teams actually doing like one-on-one, like somebody actually committed suicide, but it looks like a murder, and this is crazy. Normally, it's something you don't touch, because a lot of the emotions are going to be flying all over the place. I'm going to probably have tears in my eyes. And the last emotional show that we've done, obviously it's not up. We had to take it down because it was so dramatic. I can't even watch it, because people are crying. It was a very emotional case, and a lot of people, we got criticism of like, oh, we're just using this person's for the emotions and that. I'm like, no, it's pure and real emotion. We're not exploiting anyone. We got permission to film this stuff. Real life events that people actually deal with, not this made up TV land stuff that everybody thinks that life is about, and it's not. I do I'm in the occult and that. I know that weird stuff. Maybe down the road I'll film something that can be public. There's so much stuff that people don't understand that goes on in this world on a daily basis, and I don't aim necessarily to bring light to any of these other topics or whatever, but I want people to know that it is real to certain people in this world. And it's real that, when you put force of energy out into the world, it does impact something in some way or somehow. And no matter what we do, no matter our choices in life, we're gonna know that if it was the right decision or the wrong decision to do something in our life. And now, this particular case, I'm fascinated with it, on the aspect of a spirit trying to communicate and say, hey, I was murdered. But I'm also thinking too, if it was an actual suicide, this person's not going to communicate with us. I have a strong feeling, a strong theory that spirits can't really communicate when they committed suicide. So it's going to be a very touch and go, and it's a very recent death. So the energy should be still there if we're looking for that energy aspect to things. What do you think? I mean, I'm obviously going to do it. I'm always going to do it before we can't do it anymore. But I don't know. It's very scary. It's very, you don't know. It's unpredictable. You obviously know that if these people can't handle the emotions of their son that died, I just want people to realize it's not about the emotions and that. It's just about how real this stuff can be. And I know for a fact that these people would want other answers answered, and it doesn't really necessarily work that way. Now, we're going to run into a problem with that, I think, that the emotions in that, they're going to pretty much demand answers of why or how, what's going on. And if I can't produce these answers for the client, that's the whole thing about it, is that if we can't produce anything, what do we say? What do we say? What do we, like, oh, we're sorry, we tried. That's pretty much all it would come down to. It is, I'm sorry that we can't do that. And it would turn into a mess if we don't do it right. Now, I have a feeling that the clients already watch our shows and they probably see this video already. All I can say is, as long as we can attempt to, we can try this, and if it turns out that this person was murdered, obviously we're going to go talk to a detective and see what we can do about it. But we have to have irrefutable proof that that this isn't us making this up, making fake EVPs, and that's the whole thing about me, and our shows, is trying to be as real as possible, but obviously have that show aspect behind everything. Obviously we got to have some kind of entertainment thing going on, otherwise no one would watch our shows, even though we don't have that high of a subscriber base. We try to share our page as much as possible, try to get subscribes and likes and that, and it's always been a challenge. What has it been, 5 years now on YouTube here, and I'm not looking for that. I just want people to know the real things that people struggle with, and I explain that. I can explain that into a blue in the face, I guess. Other than that, I think that's what we're going to be doing very soon. I know Dale was going to be talking to him about that. And yeah, I talked to Dale about him coming back on the team. He kind of disappeared for a while, and I kind of let it be. If you have your own thing going on, I'm gonna let it be, and you go do your thing, and you come back when you're ready, because I want you at your 100%. You know, you can't have all these deaths and emotional things with the family. You know, Dale is my cousin and a very close cousin, and pretty much anything that happens, you know, it impacts both of us at the same time, and it probably hit him a little bit harder than me. I mean, shoot, we had about five deaths within this last 2 years here together, and it was just devastating. And Andy and Dale, you know, that's their friend that, you know, the detectives, and I mean, it's still an ongoing case right now. They're looking into this as we're speaking here, you know, and so, you know, poking our noses into the detective's business, you know, all we're trying to do is maybe get more proof of, you know, that this person was murdered instead of, you know, made it look like a suicide. And there's speculation that that's what's going on. And we want to know if it's true or not, even if eventually the detectives actually learn of it that person did it. We want to at least try, you know. Whew, that was a lot to talk about. I mean, it definitely is on my mind, you know, about a lot of stuff, and I guess that was on my mind the most, that last case, and it was actually really emotional for me and Dale before we even started filming that night too, that we were talking about that, and you can obviously see that it affects him a lot, and I'm kind of worried, you know, bringing him onto cases and that. He says he's okay, but obviously we're gonna see after this place if we actually go and do it, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna go to like 25 minutes and then we're done with this particular rant. Hope you like the new thermal. You know, the new thermal, we got 2 of them, by the way. And I was actually trying out the new one there too, so it worked pretty good. I'm actually having a little bit of problem with converting the file format from the I'm using Sony Vegas Pro 13, and the video format for it should just be really easy and go right into there so I can edit, but it does sometimes cause me to have difficulties. I notice anything more than 2 minutes, I have run the risk of I can't convert that streaming I can't convert the thermal image video into the show if I go more than 2 minutes. I'm gonna do more experiments with that. Maybe down the road I can maybe get it to record longer without difficult. I mean, it will record just fine. It's just when anything long, it just has problems in the editing software. I really don't know why, but obviously because it's new, I'm gonna have to do more experiments with it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, like I said, I apologize for the last video. We were dead tired, and realized people don't want thrown together shows. And I mean, it wasn't necessarily thrown together, but it was. That was just to get the feel of getting back into doing home cases, and I think that helped out, especially if we're taking on this new case. And it might be even before we actually go to Aslan or an outside place. I'm not really sure when. I'm hoping by next Friday that we'll be doing it, and meet the parents of the deceased, and you know, make sure that we have all the legal documents and everything with this, because we don't want to get sued. I mean, we're not saying it's going to happen, but we're covering our butts. You know, having those documents and having all that stuff going on, you definitely need it on a case like this. Especially, we're going to have it twice even. We're going to even have them say, is it all right for us to film you and have it on camera? We might even have them signing the paperwork on camera too, just because we want to make sure on something like this that it's very scary. Like something could, I mean, obviously we're gonna go there to try to help out or whatever, but we could actually make things worse. That's my worry about doing this. What I mean by making things worse is like their mind. They're already emotionally shattered inside, and all of a sudden, let's say we start getting up a spirit that actually is pretending to be them and gives a bunch of lies out, and then we look bad because we're letting this information out to the client. Now we got to obviously say this, there's all different outcomes to this, that it's not controlled. Well, obviously, they're gonna say something. I don't know, man. All right, well, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go eat. I'm freaking starving. Probably gonna go to Bay Beach in a little bit here and just relax. Actually, there's a lot of cases out that way that I'm probably gonna be looking at too. We don't do that many north cases, so we're gonna head out that way, and eventually we just have so much stuff. I just don't want it to interfere with my water adventures that I want to do this year, and that's definitely a number one thing that I want to do, because we got new cameras and I want to try them out. The underwater camera on that'd be awesome. All right, let's go. I gotta go, and hopefully you stick around and watch the next one. I'm so sorry that we lost a couple of subscribers. Hope they do find their way back. I mean, that wasn't that bad. It was like maybe 2 people off that last video, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is. Like, if they decide they want to leave, they want to leave. But keep in mind that we film no matter what, even if it's spur of the moment. I'm sleepwalking, doing an investigation. We're gonna do it anyway. All right, later.